Hello everyone, welcome to the When at Work podcast. You're with your host Julian Leahy. Today I'm joined by the fantastic Jeff Giagnocavo. Welcome to the show, Jeff.
Thank you, Julian. Happy to be here. This is an exciting podcast experience for myself.
It's unusual. All right, we're going to play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? And the tip to this, Jeff, is that you have lifelines. And it's very important that if you're not sure, use your lifelines rather than just guess. All right, first question for Jeff is, a person can drink red wine by the Red Sea on the coast of Egypt and white wine by the White Sea on the coast of what? Now, this is a hard one. You've got lifelines, so you can do a 50-50 split, poll the audience, or have 30 seconds to quickly Google it on your phone. The alternatives are Sweden, Syria, Turkey, or Russia. A person can drink red wine by the Red Sea on the coast of Egypt and white wine by the White Sea on the coast of what? Sweden, Syria, Turkey, or Russia? This is hard.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Okay.
Right away. I have to use I feel like
it'll get easier.
Right out of
All right. No. This is a tough one.
You.
All right. You got 30 seconds from now. You might even need more than one lifeline for this, but they will get easier. I'll just Google White Sea, I guess.
That's what I'm doing here, and
all right.
Tricky question.
Time's up on that lifeline.
Russia.
All right. You sure you want to lock that in?
D.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll lock in D. Russia.
Lock it in. Oh, that was a relief. That was a tough one. Okay, you survived.
A tough one for $100.
Yeah, very tough. Yeah, it's a lot tougher than the real show. Okay, a person who works full time and gets paid bi-weekly would receive how many paychecks in 1 year? 12, 24, 52, or 26?
Being a business owner, I know this one. D. 26.
Okay, let's lock in D and take a look. That's correct. Well done. Progressing nicely. On to the next one. A popular song at sports events, the Ramones' Blitzkrieg Bop, begins with the chorus, yeah, 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 hey ho, let's go, rocket, baby, baby, baby. The Ramones. They play it on the NFL games, and the crowd gets into it and yells it out. If you don't know this one straight away. If you were to guess, what would you guess, Jeff?
I would guess B.
Let's lock it in.
Yeah, B.
Ooh, hey, ho, let's go. That's correct. Well done, Jeff. I was getting worried.
All right.
A person who is said to be playing the back nine. A person who is said to be playing the back nine is participating in what sport? Tennis, basketball, golf, or soccer?
C. Golf.
All right, we're confident now. Locking in golf. That is correct. Well done, Jeff. Progressing towards the $1,000 safe zone. Now, we're just playing for fun, but if you do happen to go all the way, you will qualify for the champion round where we play with real cash. In a popular 80s cartoon, what creatures often sing a catchy tune with the simple lyrics, la 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 la? Thundercats, Smurfs, Garfield and Friends, Muppet Babies.
B. Smurfs.
Okay, we're cooking with gas, as they say, locking in Smurfs. That's correct. Well done, Jeff. You have made it to the $1,000 safe zone. Things are looking up. We've only burned one lifeline. Let's see how far Jeff can go. In a newspaper, The section devoted to a list of incidents reported by the local police is called what? Incident log, the police blotter, police digest, law enforcement roundup. This one's kind of tough. Unless you know straight away, and it's kind of outdated. Do you have any idea? If you were to guess.
If I had to guess,
yeah,
I would say B, police blotter.
all right. I'm going to lock it in because I don't like that question. And you did get it correct, so that's fantastic. I don't think they still have those, I'm not sure. A tune or song that becomes stuck in one's head is, in slang terms, known as what? An earworm, a brainworm, a mindworm, or a melody loop?
I'm going to have to go 50-50 on this one. I have no idea.
Which options are you weighing up, just guess-wise?
Probably A, earworm would be the one I would guess, but
not confident enough to lock it in?
let's lock it in.
Okay, I like it. Let's lock it in. Whoo, that's correct. Well done, Jeff. Oh, that was great. I'm glad we didn't.
You know what? I never get this lucky. I should go to the casino, maybe.
Luck's got nothing to do with it, Jeff, and don't go to the casino. That's my tip. You're still alive. Continuing on, a toilet plunger's rubber head is an effective mute for which of these musical instruments? A violin, a piano, a cello, or a trumpet?
D, trumpet.
Confident. Locking in, no lifelines. That's correct. Well done, Jeff. Now, all of a sudden, we've gone from almost being wiped out on the first question to up at the $8,000 mark with 2 lifelines left. Jeff could go all the way. A person with an excessive wardrobe and a keen interest in dressing well is said to be a what? Clothes horse, fashion maven, garment guru, or outfit oracle?
I'm going to go with A, clothes horse.
A. That's correct. Well done, Jeff. Charging up the table. Continuing on. A popular vacation spot, the Maldives, or Maldives. Maldives is an island nation off the coast of which of these countries? Sri Lanka, India, Thailand, or Indonesia? The Maldives.
Yeah, I think it's pronounced Maldives because my sales manager took a vacation there a couple years back.
Interesting.
And for all the times he talked about it, I didn't pay attention to what country it was off of.
Do you kind of have an idea? Guess-wise?
I'm tossing up between A and B.
If it's a toss-up, we should probably use the lifeline.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
50-50 or poll the audience?
uh, 50-50.
I like it. Let's do the 50-50 split. Okay, we have got left India or Thailand?
India, B.
B. Lock it in. That's correct. Well done, Jeff. At the $32,000 safe zone. And we've got one lifeline left, the poll the audience lifeline, which is a good lifeline. We've got a few questions to go. Cartoon character SpongeBob SquarePants has what distinctive physical characteristics? Big hands, buck teeth, big biceps, or long legs?
B, buck teeth.
Ooh, geez, that scares me. Jeff's going for it without a lifeline. If you get it wrong, it's all over. But you've done very well.
It's all over. failed.
Never
on SpongeBob.
mind. You are not wrong. You are correct, and you are progressing up to the top with 4 questions left. In 2005, in a 2005 YouTube hit, the indie band OK Go performs an elaborate dance routine using what unlikely props? Barbells, treadmills, elliptical trainers, or rowing machines?
B, treadmills.
No hesitation. Locking in treadmills for the OK Go viral clip. Let's take a look. That's correct. Jeff, I believe you're going to go all the way. You could go all the way. This is amazing. Off to a very tough...
Let's do it.
Let's do it. According to 2009 government statistics, what reality show features the most dangerous real-life profession? Porn stars, kitchen nightmares, the deadliest catch, or dirty jobs?
C, the deadliest catch.
Absolutely, no doubt. The deadliest catch is correct. Jeff, we're very close here. This could be a champion effort. A person suffering from Lipotophobia would fear which of these Looney Tunes characters? The Roadrunner, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, or Bugs Bunny? Some sort of animal phobia. So that I'll give you that clue. So that would rule out Elmer.
Yep.
Lipotophobia.
I wish I knew Latin a little better.
True. It's always the... and sometimes if you know Spanish, because a lot of Latin words are the origins for Spanish words, and that could give you a clue.
Yeah.
You got one lifeline. If you were to guess, what would you guess?
I'm going to rule out Roadrunner because that... No, but Roadrunner
it's a rare bird, and you wouldn't you would have probably never seen one to even develop a phobia. That would be
exactly. That was my logic. So, I would go with D, Bugs Bunny, would be my guess.
You're not going to use the lifeline. You're going to lock it in.
I'll use the lifeline because I'm just not sure.
Okay, let's use the lifeline. Polling the audience, a person suffering from Lipotophobia would fear which of these Looney Tunes characters? Is it going to be the Roadrunner, Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, or Bugs Bunny? Let's see what the audience has to say. Okay, we've got a bit of a split. We've got 19% on A, the Roadrunner, 23% on Daffy Duck, Elmer Fudd, C, 21%, and the majority on Bugs Bunny, D, 37%.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with D, Bugs Bunny.
Stick with D, which you did think was correct. Well done, that is correct.
All right.
Final question.
Now we're...
No lifelines.
Oh, it's the final question. All right.
Yeah, no lifelines left. Can Jeff be able to come back to the champion round? Causing excessive body hair growth, the medical condition hypertrichosis is slangily known as what? Camel syndrome, gorilla syndrome, werewolf syndrome, or sheep syndrome? Excessive
C,
body
syndrome.
Locking in C. Final question. No lifelines left. And that's correct. Well done, Jeff. Incredible comeback. I thought you were gone for all money. All right, let's just kill the music, which you can't hear. Well done, Jeff. You have gone the entire distance, and that was a fantastic effort. And should you wish to, when we have the champion round, you will have the opportunity to come back and play for cash. Probably $500,
Fantastic.
I would imagine. All right, Jeff, enough silliness. Let's talk about all of the great things you're doing. And you've written a book. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? Why you wrote it?
Yeah, so I wrote the book and launched it in August of this year. It's called The Space for Leadership. Really a book about my personal journey, my path in life. As a successful business person, I think there's a lot of people that share this life where there's a lot of things hidden in plain sight. And so for me, my journey includes some pretty dark days as a child, being sexually abused. And really, the book is about rising above that as a leader and understanding that sometimes things in life get given to us and we don't know why, even really rough things. But they're given to us, and we have a choice to either shoulder that and find purpose or kind of fall away from it and flail around a little bit. And so for me, the book is all about finding that purpose and delivering, standing in that gap, if you will, to fill that void that exists, that evil that exists, and be that person to live out as an example of courage.
Yes, it's an incredible story of resilience that you have been able to be successful after those challenges. And you talk about accepting that your past can be a superpower. Tell us how and why that can be true.
Well, I mean, I think the first thing is just in sharing it out loud, right? Especially for men, not to in any way minimize any kind of abuse that women experience, but I think as men, it's one of those things that really just doesn't get talked about and doesn't get shared, and yet it's 1 in 6 men that deal with some sort of sexual assault or abuse, and 1 in 4 women. So it's not such a tremendous divide. And so that's the first thing, I think, is people being able to courageously speak about what has happened in their life. We live in this world that's so full of sheen and gloss over and filters through the lens of social media and online influence. And it's seemingly like everybody's just trying to make that move into that next step of, internet cred and getting more social points and elevation and status, when in reality, I think the real status and the real strength and the real superpower can come from being that courageous example. It dawned on me yesterday. I was on a coaching call with one of my mentors, and they said, part of what I should be speaking to is teens and young adults that have gone through or recently gone through what I did, because you get through the system, you get through the intensity of the moment. Maybe there's police involved, maybe there's a new home involved, and then the system just kind of falls away. And where does that person look to for the future? All they can do is look to the moment and then the moments that they lived. And I think being someone that speaks out, speaks courageously, and says, yes, this happened. Yes, this is something that I live with. Yes, this is something I can't ever forget, but I can't let it define me, and I can move forward, is that superpower I'm talking about. It's that living embodiment, that living example of courage to fill that gap.
Yes, and as I guess leaders and managers and stuff, I mean, we're dealing with people all the time, and you talk about sometimes we're given issues from others, and I think a lot of the men especially are kind of like, look, don't sort of bring your issues to me, but you suggest maybe we should be hearing about some of these things from the people that we lead, and we should take them on. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, 100%. I think, we're in this age right now where that's a very true sentiment. Like, we're here to do business. We're here to make product. We're here to serve customers. Come in, do your work 9 to 5, and then take that nonsense outside. Well, the reality is it's not just 9 to 5 anymore, because we're also super connected. And if you want to be that kind of a business owner, you're a business owner at a great time, because the robots are just about here to do just about everything, and you don't need humans anymore. But if you have any interest in humans and human experience and the humans you lead and seeing them be successful, then it is time that you be that bridge and you be that person that fills the gap that exists between work and home, that clash that's there. As an example, it's we just had Thanksgiving last week as we recorded this, and the day before our Thanksgiving break, there was a family in our community whose son at school got into a fight with a knife. Now that family is now in disarray and will be for the next while, because that child will likely be expelled. And so what we don't know as leaders is, do those parents bring that issue to work, or do they just live with it? Is it just inside their heart eating them away? How they likely look at how they failed as parents. What the shame of it, what are people going to think of my child? And where's their outlet? These people spend 40, 50, 60 hours a week with us. I refuse to believe that there's not a half hour a week where you can't find time as a group, as an individual, layering it in throughout your management to be an outlet, a pressure relief, a place for growth, a place to solve that clash between work and home. That has to exist if you're going to have humans in your company. It's the only way that they'll get better.
And how would that look? I mean, what sort of things could you do that would attempt to kind of bridge that in the work environment?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes back to where I started, like just saying what I said. I told my team, hey, there's been a long internal struggle, and here's what I suffered with. Here's what I went through. And I don't share that to have you share things you may or may not want to share, but I share that to show you I'm not a perfect person. I'm not this embodiment of perfection. I'm somebody that has dealt through issues, and likely our interactions at some point in time have been maybe negatively affected because of that. And so I would challenge leaders and managers just to have a one-on-one or a one to small group conversation about who they are as a person. And then let that kind of sit in the air. Let that just kind of rest. And I could guarantee people will come to you. They might email you. They might text you. They might ask for a private tour meeting. And you need to extend that invitation and say that I'm open. I'm sharing this because I know you're a human being too. I know you have kids. I know you have a spouse. I know you've got the same stresses that I have. As your leader, I'm not standing in perfection. I'm just standing in a position of leadership. And leadership means I care about you and what happens in your life. And if there's something bothering you that's holding you back personally and professionally, and both of those things mesh here, I can be that person to help maybe solve that clash that exists between work and home, or in both places.
It's interesting, Jeff. I read a book about vulnerable leadership, and it really struck a chord with me. And I guess it really is a lot about what you're talking about. And there's that kind of strong silent leader thing that a lot of men in Australia, and I'm sure men in the United States as well, but there's a lot of this kind of tough style leadership, and there's a lot of men that are just killing themselves in Australia at record rates. And part of it is that not showing weakness and all of that. And on the flip side, you're talking about when you actually do come to somebody and tell them that you have vulnerabilities and issues and things you're working with, that it sort of changes things with the people that you're working with, and they feel that they're able to come to you. And then what sort of things can happen once you establish that in the workplace?
Yeah, I mean, what happens is that level of trust in your people that you lead and you as a leader elevates. They begin to see you as this person who's got these imperfections just like them, yet is able to lead a company and ensure that their paycheck arrives, ensure that every benefit they're promised happens. And, I say those things as a precursor, like they should already be happening. And so if they're not, you really should get that fixed first, because I think people could see that as a gloss over to try to get a little pity party for all the business things that don't happen. But as an enhanced, a champion round of leadership, if you will, to tag off of our game, our unofficial millionaire game we just played, this is about that championship round. It is about that excellence of leadership, to where you'll find people rally around you in a way that you never thought that they could, that you didn't think they had the strength to do as
It,
a leader.
yeah, and I've seen places where there's this, the employees feel that they're just kind of nobody's listening to them and they're just doing a job, and you get that kind of rotten culture that sets in, and
Yep.
it just becomes so toxic and dysfunctional. And then on the flip side, when I've seen managers just probably not doing it to the level that you're talking about, but just making you feel that actually, as a person, I care about you, the kind of loyalty that comes from this, where, it might be something like, just one time on a birthday, I got something and I was just like blown away, and that they would even care, and just little things like that. Your sense of loyalty, because I think that's another problem in the work environments, is people just job hopping and stuff, and you don't build any of that kind of loyalty. And if you can have the people really feel connected on a human level, I think you can become a really powerful organization. Would you agree with that, Jeff?
Yep. No, I do 100%. And I think where that lies in, it's even more deeper levels of leadership. If you want to create a really great culture, we've touched on it, the hard and fast, hard-handed style leadership, my way or the highway type. There is nothing wrong with parameters, right? Parameters can exist with also care. You can have policy with compassion. Okay. And when you start to break those things, that's where the questions come into place. So you just need to think out, like, what is the experience we want our employees to have, our customers to have? What's the experience ownership wants to have? Do they care about people leveling themselves up? One of the greatest things that I have in my career is people that have moved on. We gave them the springboard to move on to bigger and better things that maybe the company at the time couldn't provide. It's some of my proudest moments. And I feel other people who own businesses and lead others, they should have that as a goal as well. And when you want to bring people in bigger and better ways, challenge them to bring you answers, not questions. Ask them the questions, but then ask them to bring you the answer. And so I'm likely the birthday care package that you got, my guess would be is that was an answer of how do we show our customers more loyalty? How do we show and reward them and let them see that we appreciate their business with us? That was an answer somewhere along the way. And you said you immensely enjoyed it. And challenge your people to bring you answers. Don't just let them bring you problems. Challenge them to bring you answers, because within that answer, they now have ownership. They feel they're a bigger part of things. They feel there's a level of trust there. There's a level of incentive. The initiative is in there. There's so many things that are in bringing that answer that just propel a company forward so fast.
Awesome. And I've put a link there in the show notes. So if you want to check out Jeff's book, this is really very interesting stuff. And I think the timing of this type of things, that we need to really look at this. And the other thing is that the people coming into the workforce now are needing this and almost demanding to be recognized as people. So the old model of kind of, the tough, strong, just business killer is kind of not really where it's at. And Jeff's book
Right.
is really something important at the moment. So I recommend people go and check that out. And what else are you doing at the moment, Jeff, with people?
Yeah, I mean, I have my book that I've launched, and I do a lot of consulting and coaching, I guess you could say, for businesses, really to help them grow, put the business owner in a position of what I like to call that investor seat position, where the business pays them, or they get to sell, they get to bring on equity partners, et cetera. But so many businesses just don't get there. They always are in that old school way of business ownership and leadership. So I consult with business owners to get to that level. And really where I'm going forward is helping business leaders and even leaders within companies be that living example of courage. And so taking my style of leadership and helping them maybe add some new tools to the toolbox, expand their toolkit.
Wonderful. And yeah, if you're looking to expand your toolkit, get Jeff's book. It's on the website. Thank you very much, Jeff Giagnocavo, for coming in. That was wonderful.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to wrap things up. And as usual,